Hello YouTube, welcome to Sunday in the shop. Okay, we're going to give you an update on the little toolbox. We did put shellac on this. We always show you our favorite shellac. Like I said, we have some of that polyurethane whatever coat. I don't like it. It goes on nasty. It doesn't spray right at all. We voted for shellac. Because I've had good luck with it on wood. The first time I tried it on metal. But it left a nice smooth finish instead of the rough primer, so it should be easy to clean. Okay, we are going to show you what paints we have in here. We have some old ones and some newer ones. We've showed you our new paint set. There's Future Project back there. You may see it before the Sunday in the shop, but I doubt it. Now, you won't be seeing it as you're watching this, but it'll be a future video. I did have a request on this to show more what I was doing. So anybody wants to see something I left out on this one, like how I put the masking tape on it or sanding it or whatever, I can try to show that in a little more detail. This box is kind of hard to open. Let me pause here and we'll get some paints out. We don't want to show them all. We will show you our brushes we got at a Hobby Lobby. I've only used one brush so far. I painted my crescent wrench and my screwdriver, which I'll show before we go today, that I worked on my tire tool. But let me get in here. Here's all my new paints with the silver lids. Okay. These old bottles like this, I keep paint thinner in for cleaning brushes. You know, so I don't have to dip into this big bottle because I'll wash my brush off in them. So that's what I use them for. Okay, let's pause here and we'll get out some of the old paints and we'll go to some of the newer ones and show you the difference in the label. I cannot tell you the exact years, but I can tell you what they looked like when I was a kid, like in the 70s. So stay tuned. We'll get some bottles of paint out and show you the difference. And show you some unique ones that you might not have seen unless you built model cars like I used to do. So stay tuned. Okay, we did get you. You know, I do this every Sunday. I stuttered. I hardly ever do it. You notice I do it in other videos because I guess get too relaxed. This is more. I kind of feel like I had to be a little more professional. Today we're going to restore this hammer, and I don't like being that way. I don't want to put on like I'm an actor or something when I'm doing it. It's just me. You know what I mean? If you know me, you know what I'm like. Okay, when I was a kid, this is what Tester's paint looked like. See the lid? It probably didn't say it contains no lead. It always had this logo, okay? This is a really neat purple lavender. And I did show the tip about how to clean off the top of your bottle. This is way neater color than it shows on the camera. It was a really funky, groovy color in the 70s. You had something on a hot rod. I had one car, I think it was like a 51 Chevy that was painted this color purple. Boy, it was wild. You remember that stuff, the weird ones. Okay, now this is more modern. Okay, now this is amber. This paint, I wish I had something to show you. I have a picture of a model car I did. I posted a video of model cars I'd done. But this is what you paint your blinker lights like in your front bumper. So it's kind of a clear, sparkly, it's supposed to look like a yellow-orange blinker light. And I found this at a hobby store, but I found this at a real old hobby store. And I grabbed some of these paints, go and used them up. I like that zinc chromate. I'll find it before I go again. And this is taillight red, because you might have something that has taillights in a bumper and they're not painted red. See where it says stoplight red rouge? So they're more modern. Now, the ones I just bought a month or so back, this is what they look like. And they got stickers all over it. I'm not going to really take pictures. Stuff like that. Like here it says it's made in Rockford, Illinois. Well, that's Rockford, Illinois. And this is Rockford, Illinois. So they're all made in the same place in the USA. So there you go. I wish I could find that zinc chromate without pausing the camera. But I'm probably going to have to pause. Oh, I found it. Now, the Army uses a color that is way more green than this. Okay? It almost looks like an OD green flat. And what I was always told, it had a lot of zinc in it. So it is toxic to ingest it while you're spraying it or eating it. It's probably full of lead too. But say you had a part in a sealed metal container, like during wartime, and you wanted to keep it waterproof and keep the metal from rusting, because I've seen it. There'd be big metal containers, might have part of a tank, like a final drive, like on a Caterpillar, the part that actually drives the tracks. I've seen one of them in a big container. It would have made a great wood stove, and it was bolted together, so it had flanges on, and it was painted with this kind of paint, but more of the green color. So this is kind of a hot rod model car color too. Like, see, he's gonna make a hot rod, not necessarily. See, I'm not used to rat rods. They were hot rods back then. So I want to show you. This is really similar. Would be the same, and they came from the old hobby store. So like I said, this is what the stuff looked like when I was a kid. I'm guessing this paint could have been from the 70s, because they had a lot of old stuff in this store, and that store is gone now. This would have been back like in the year 2000, so you're talking almost 20 years ago. But there's your common whatever colors off in that box of copper and gold, and I would take colors. Now here's another one, burgundy. I'm just grabbing them by random. Burgundy. I mean, I got some weird colors here, so we'll take them out. Here's gold. But sometimes I'd mix gold and copper and stuff together to make different colors, and come up with a, like this. There was some kind of writing on it. It says gold and something on it. So this might have been tinted with some copper. I would mix colors together to try to get brass. We're just grabbing something else. Jade green, metallic. See that? So I'm pulling some of the goodies out here at random, even though I can't really see the color there. But that's about it for the unusual colors. Now here's beret green. You look at beret green and look at green. Now this is pretty close on this camera. Reds and orange on these cameras do not show. That is a very nice dark green on stuff. Trying to think, you know, you might use it on military models, you know, military stuff, army, tanks or airplanes or something. But that's about it for unusual colors. Nope, I lied. Here's a metallic red. I said I grabbed all these back then at this store. Anything that looked like when I was a kid, I mean, I grabbed it. And it does not really show you. Nope, I can't get the top off. Oh, here's a tip I took now. Be careful. Don't do as I do and do as I say. I set these in my vise, so I had so it rocked in my vise, so you're not squishing it. And I took a small pair of vice grips, had adjusted just right, and I worked and got some of the lids off these paints, because I've always stored them straight up and down. So there you go. Here's quite the selection of old and new paints. Model builders might appreciate that, of different years, which I'm very thankful to have. I don't build model cars anymore. I'm thinking about building some model cars. If I do, I want to build cars like little roadsters and stuff, like my own little, not rat rods, my own little hot rod, like buy like a 32 Ford and just totally make it whatever I want. And find somebody to make me some decals, like, you know, with my channel name on it, and put on there. So there you go with that. Let's go off to my screwdriver tire tools I made. Okay, I may have not posted a video on this yet, but if I have it, it'll be coming in the future. This is very old and beat up. All in the video I lost my pictures, and I wanted to get the video done, and I figured, well, I'll just wait and add, because I had them taken, and somehow when you import stuff to your computer, sometimes it says it was like a fair, didn't work. and then you reload it again, and it's still not there, and you know it's on the card. But this is orange instead of red. I wanted to use it up. But you could have put like even metallic red in here, but I'm saving them special paints. That's just common new blue. That's just common modern blue that comes in the new sets. And this is just a common orange that was old school. Now I did take orange one time and mix red and yellow. I had a bottle and I had it a very different colored orange than what you would think of. I've taken orange and mixed a little bit like with brown and almost make like a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern orange where it's not really bright. But it's all cleaned up. And see how this is ground to go flat here. Very good tire tool for small tires. Even car tires. I put car tires on with just this one, them flat Stanley Wonder Bars. This was a mess. I should say, this has shellac on it. Don't forget that. When I polished this, it was so-so, but it's been shellacked over this paint, so this paint's not likely to chip or wear off like it would normally. This was so nasty. See how gooey it is? I sprayed a lot of shellac on it. I just did it like an hour ago, because it's just a tool. But from what I could tell you, it does no good to take a picture. In here it says Ranch something, and I think it could have been Ranch King. But it is made in USA. Before I started grinding and polishing, it did say made in USA in there. So this is the one I said I was going to kind of redo. I kind of ground this down in here a little more. You know, went down, made it more like a spoon, fixed the mashed edge on it. Because I was having trouble using it. It wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, and I figured out, well, I'd flatten this. Because when I put tires on, you'll pull your, it's hard to explain. When, say you flip your tire onto the rim, okay, and you want to get your tool back out, how your tool shape determines how easy you can pull and slide this back out of there between the rim and the tire. So you may be this direction. You flipped it on over the rim, and you want to get your tool out. So that's why I make these spoon shaped, kind of like an old school tire tool. So that's those. And we'll try to find you one more little thing before we go today. But I wanted to show off my model car paints. Because this is the time of year I'm going to do stuff like this inside. Running out of words with me. Geez, think about it. Much I can ramble on. I admit it. I do ramble on too much. But Sunday in the shop, I figure people know that that's when I tend to just talk more and goof off there. Nothing really professional or super professional job or anything. So stay tuned. We'll find something else to include here before we go today. Okay, we found a little project to do before we go today. That's how we're going to hold that. We're going to paint right over the screws. We're going to take this part out. And we're going to paint this utility knife beret green. If that'll focus, I can always take a picture. Which is way different than this color green they have now. Just for the fun of it, I've had it painted black before. I do not know what color it came, but it's just a cheap lock blade knife I got at Harbor Freight or somewhere. Just for something to do. I'm practicing my skills, so it's better to practice on some tool or something before you get off into something really intricate. What's that word? Very small detail. There. That's good enough. Hey, stay tuned. We'll bring you back when it's done painted. Okay, real quick we'll show you. We painted the edges first. Now where this folds out, if I got paint on this part that's folded out of here, you won't see it when it's folded back. That's part of your spring lock. We did the edges first. They don't have a second coat. Just thought I'd show that. And this used to be red. Then I had it painted black once. And that aluminum is really rough. I brushed it. It'll hold paint really well. So back to work. Okay, real simple how this comes out. Just remember, I don't think it matters. Remember what side that came out, the net part, and then what side the bolt part came out. Washers in it. We've got an idea. We've done 2 coats on the edges, and you almost have to dab it on. This paint is way too thin. You almost have to dab it in there. We've got an idea. We get away from too much of the bright light. We're gonna put some different colors on here, kind of like camouflage. We're gonna put like, we don't have no dark brown. We have black, we have tan. We're gonna let this dry. Then we're gonna throw some black in there. And maybe some tan, and kind of make a fake camouflage look with the edges being green. Just to practice on something. Because we're all done and we're gonna coat it with shellac. So it'll be sealed with shellac. So we'll let this set for a few hours. It'll probably take till tomorrow to do this because I'll let this set for a few hours. I'm looking at my clock. Then I'll come back, I'll put another color and I'll let it set. I'll make sure it's pretty dry to touch before I add another color. Because I don't want to mix paints on the brush. So, there you go. I don't know how long this video is going to be throwing this project in on the end. But stay tuned for more. Okay, all we do is put some black on it. We wish we had flat black. And then when we put the black on, we went ahead and took some clean thinner. We just put it in the lid of our little thinner bottle. And then brushed thinner through here. So see how it's all splotchy? I think you get the idea. So that was kind of coated all in black till I thinned it out and smeared it all over. Then we got some gray and some tan we'll put in there. So it'd be something different looking. This side looks kind of worse. Feels kind of globby. But we're not done yet, so we don't know. It may come out to be a surprise, but we may put a little, I think we're going to put a little more thinner on our brush and kind of, because see how it's kind of lumpy? So this will have shellac all over it, so it does not have to be a level paint job. Because we'll coat a clear coat over it. So, back to work. Let this dry for about another hour. Okay, this is kind of what it looks like. That's using black and gray. Tan, that's black and gray. I just kept brushing it through there in lines and then kind of squiggling it, adding a little thinner now and then. When this is fully cured, I'll put shellac on it. One side I like better. It's kind of like marbleized. I do need to practice it. I mean, it's lumpy, but it's just a tool. Of course, if it was bone or antler or something like that, it wouldn't be perfectly smooth. But when this is fully cured tomorrow, I will put some shellac over it. And it doesn't matter if it gets on the crow or nothing finished. But there you go, just an experiment playing around painting. Using different paints. I use the black, the green, and the gray. It's basically green. So the edges are green. I did add green there once in a while. Like I put some black and gray, I get too much, I put a little more green. And what I like to do is, I'm sorry I didn't film it on. I'll take like a playing card. Why do I got a playing card on my paint? I remember I need to put, see how I make like a little palette? And I could actually reuse this card again. I was going to reuse the same colors, but oops, that just flipped out of the way. But yeah, I need to find some more old playing cards. That's why I had it in there, to mix paint on. Okay, there we go. That's it. Thanks for watching. We'll look forward to seeing you next time.